As some of you know, John is stepping down after 16 years as president of Stanford. Fortunately for me, I cannot do that, to just stick around longer than my term limit. John, I'm sure there's some people who want you to stick around longer, but I'm confident that you're going to do extraordinary things, and we could not be prouder of John Hennessy and Stanford and all the great work that they have done.
I don't know who else is getting really sick and tired of Barack Hussein Obama and his antics and his theatrics. I will never forget, though, the miraculous moment when that teleprompter failed. And all he could say was if. Oh, it was great. It was hysterical. It just goes to say that this guy literally is a mouthpiece. And I want to make sure we all have that understanding. But there was something in this little clip I showed you, which I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for by YouTube or not, because they're ridiculous over showing clips. He joked about staying in office longer than he should have. But then he says, no, I can't do that. You know, it's really interesting because we know for a fact that Black Lives Matter is attempting to bring about some form of martial law to stop the elections. We just reported on this a couple weeks ago. Now, I'll go to that in just a minute, but the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because the speech that you just watched was what took place earlier today with Mark Zuckerberg. And they were going over entrepreneurs, and of course it was at Stanford and so on and so forth. But this one little clip right there, it really stuck out to me because, you know, I just get the feeling he's not joking. And let me show you why. This right here was an article we put out, a report that we put out on the 14th of June. A bombshell tweet exposed what the Black Lives Matter movement agenda was for martial law. They were actually attempting to enact and get enacted martial law. Here it is right here. BLM leaders hacked. They're trying to get martial law to stop the selection. What I think is really interesting is you have him making jokes like this. Then you have people acting on those jokes, which is kind of like the rub it in your face moment that I'm getting from him. That he's going to attempt something to stay in office. But there's another point that I want to bring about with all of this because I'm trying to get somewhere with this, and let me explain where I'm going. Number one, Vox is another news organization, the Daily Wire, abolished the 22nd Amendment, give Obama a literal third term. There are people actually calling for this. That's just astounding. But besides the point, first of all, we know elections are a selection. And what we need to do is we need to understand that if they select that Barack Obama is going to have a third term, we need to understand how that might manifest. That actually might manifest in the form of Hillary. How running for Obama's third term became a political asset for Hillary Clinton. Back in the days when the 2016 presidential campaign was still in formation, many Democrats feared Barack Obama would become an albatross for the Democratic nominee, given poor presidential job approval numbers, scary high, wrong track sentiment, and natural fatigue with the incumbent's party. Here's how a preview of the approaching campaign put it in late 2014. The attack against Clinton that has emerged, the earliest is her obvious ties to the president and her tortured attempts to create a daylight between herself and her former boss. There isn't a dime's worth of difference between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. She will continue foursquare and put forward Barack Obama's policy in the third and fourth term. It's how Michele Bachmann, a 2012, also ran, positioning herself as the anti-Hillary put it to Politico in early October. Okay, so when he jokes about third and fourth terms, is this what he means? Because again, we know that this is a selection, not an election. They have manipulated these votes. It's been all across the country and everybody has seen it happen. And it's unbelievable. The amount of corruption that these people get away with. And the people still are fast asleep to it. The people that are awake understand what's actually going on. It's a manipulation, and they're going to select the next mouthpiece. And we've got to understand that. Because it can change faces all at once too. But the same rhetoric, depending on the agenda, is going to be spewed to us. Now that being said, it's just very interesting that he keeps joking about and mentioning third terms. You have the BLM stating that they want to shut everything down and keep him in office. It just has to make us all wonder, what is their goal with this? Or is it a literal joke? And what I mean by a literal joke is that whoever comes after Barack Obama will just continue the same policy and rhetoric. Because they are just mouthpieces. So is that what he means, truthfully, by when he says, I'm going to run a third term, or I'm planning on staying in office? Or is it the ideas and the agenda, the elite's agenda that's actually behind Barack Obama, that's going to stay in office while the mouthpiece changes? From George W. Bush to Barack Obama, and then to whoever's next. Is it going to be the same agenda? Whether it comes in different forms. It comes in different forms. As we can see and identify clearly, we had George W. Bush enacting the Patriot Act, enacting starting all these wars and so on and so forth. And you have Obama, who's basically turned on all the people. And basically made it a war against the people. You see, it's the same thing, just it's a different front, different aspect of their agenda. This is just very interesting that he keeps joking about it, because it's almost like there's a hidden meaning to it. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Is I believe that there's a hidden meaning to it all. And he's not just joking and getting people to laugh, and he's probably laughing at everybody because nobody has a clue what it means. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. God bless and carry on.